I ain't gonna lie. I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video for the OG. I'm talking about the OG Snore fans, bro. Pappy helped this. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. I'ma do it. You feel me? The final hours of Young Pappy. I think I did a full documentary, not the final hours. You feel me? So, you know, if anybody think this video is a little too much, go ahead and let me know. But honestly, if they get the details right, if they ain't spreading lies, you feel me? I kind of don't. If they spreading lies, I don't really mess with the rap community. I kind of fell back off a lot of the niggas that made them after y'all kept telling me, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm cool. You on bullshit, bruh. But without further ado, let's go and get into it.
I put both hands together as I pray for the first day. Praying to God I get to see another birthday. Cause shit is crazy, man. This shit I've been through lately, man. This shit I go through daily. It can't make me, but it can break me, man.
His headquarters joins us live with more on the of a rapper known as Young Pappy.
Tom, as you mentioned, he was a young rapper, local rapper who glorified gun violence and gang life, and now he was gunned down on a sidewalk in the 4800 block of North Kenmore in the Uptown neighborhood early this morning. Police say he was shot twice in the back. Thomas was with a friend when a gunman walked up and started shooting.
He's killed 1 week after posting a video online in which he makes fun of a rival gang.
Folks got backdoored, point blank period, either by the police or by them niggas.
So the police go to your mother who's grieving over the of her son, and they said, we're glad that your son got killed.
Yeah, and they said we're gonna kill your other son too.
To her face.
To our face.
I ain't gonna lie. Pappy and one other nigga is the only nigga I seen with that fit.
Son too.
To her face.
To our face.
On me.
May 29th, 2015. The city of Chicago would suffer a terrible loss. It would be the day Jaquan Thomas, aka Young Pappy, was shot in cold blood. According to public records, it would be the third attempt on his life, and the one that finally took the breath of an extremely talented rapper. Being a member of PBG,
and you know what's so crazy?
aka the Pooh Bear Gang.
Pappy blew after he passed. He blew after he passed. A lot of people don't know that.
He had built up a rivalry with enemies of opposing gangs that sought to snuff Young Pappy from the world. Pooh Bear Gang was created in honor of their fallen friend, Anton Pooh Bear Sanders, who was assassinated in January 2012. The first recorded incident that almost succeeded in taking Young Pappy's life occurred on Wednesday, February 5th, 2014. According to the Chicago Tribune, police state that 4 teens were in the parking lot of the McDonald's at 6740 North Clark Street around 3:30 p.m. when there was an argument and then gunfire.
McDonald's.
Marquio Carr was struck in the head and succumbed to his injuries while 3 other teens were wounded. Police would swarm the crime scene, painting the area with blue lights. The injured included a girl who was shot several times, a man who was shot.
A girl about 15 was shot several times, apparently ran into the bathroom in the McDonald's. Authorities said she and an 18-year-old man was shot in the lower back, was taken to Presence St. Francis Hospital in Evanston in serious condition. About another 18-year-old man was wounded in the arm, walked into saying he's been shot
in the lower back, and another man with a gunshot wound to the arm. That person who was injured in the arm was Young Pappy.
Damn, that nigga walked in that hole like, yeah, type shit. Can y'all help me? Type shit.
To be the intended target that led to the collateral damage of the others there. Surveillance footage would later be released showing what actually happened, debunking some of the details in the initial report. Not of who was injured or shot, but how the events occurred that led to the shooting. Young Pappy and his affiliates can be seen walking along the vicinity of McDonald's. When the assailant walked behind brandished a firearm and began
And they got that off Reddit.
opening fire, sending everyone running. When the assassination attempt failed, it wouldn't be long before his rivals tried again to end Young Pappy's life. This time, taking another person just as before, while Young Pappy escaped. It was July 2014 when Young Pappy was with a photographer by the name of Will Lewis around the 1300 block of West Devon Avenue. Reporters state that the alleged Vice Lord gang member by the name of Eric Vaughn and two persons drove by and spotted a rival gang member, who in this case was Young Pappy. That is when Vaughn took a gun from the car's center console, handed it to them, and ordered them to shoot the rival. Young Pappy.
See, boy, you pushing 40. Anytime you reach over that 5 mark, you might as well consider yourself pushing that next one. That's because that's all you doing at the end of the day. But Bucko was pushing 40. Mind you, Pappy was like 21, I believe. Correct me when I'm wrong. But like 21. Or younger, like 19, huh? He like 95, baby. He died in like 2013, I believe. 2014. That would have been 1920, I think. My math is off. Anyway, Pappy was young as hell. Oh, 19. He was 19. But anyway, Pappy was young as hell. Oh, this motherfucking nigga, that's 40. See, that's that gang banging shit. It's like, that's Pappy's in a whole 2 different generations than you. That shit was crazy. Nigga pushing 40. Gang banging. That's Chicago, I guess.
Eric Vaughn and two persons drove by and spotted a rival gang member, who in this case was Young Pappy. That is when Vaughn took a gun from the car's center console, handed it to them, and ordered them to shoot the rival. Young Pappy escaped unharmed, but Will Lewis wasn't so fortunate. He was hit in the back and succumbed to his injuries. Eric Vaughn was found guilty of manslaughter. Young Pappy seemed to have luck on his side, but his luck would run out the following year. Young Pappy was basking in the rise of his music career as a promising rapper with talent, capturing the ear of the music industry. Bruh. On May 22nd, 2015, he released one of
them songs, bruh. And them shits ring off in the whip. That's, boy, it's one thing to talk shit, but when your shit ring off in the whip, we gonna repeat this shit. We gonna hear all this shit, all that shit he said.
The most notable track, Shooter, alongside featured artist Lil Sean. As the title suggests, this song was riddled with terminologies of his escapades with the firearm. As it stands, the song has accumulated over 16 million views and has helped shape the drill genre of Chicago as one of the most highly regarded tracks, showcasing Young Pappy's versatile flow and heavy-hitting lyricism. Little did Young Pappy know, his high off the song would be short-lived, as 1 week later on, May 29, 2015, his life was targeted and taken. 1:35 a.m., Young Pappy, along with a friend, were walking around the 4800 block of North Kenmore Avenue when a gunman walked up and started shooting. Thomas, aka Young Pappy, was hit twice in the back and rushed to Advocate, Illinois' Masonic Medical Center, where sadly he succumbed to his injuries at 3:01 a.m. According to a statement from Alderman Harry Osterman from the 48th Ward, witnesses reported seeing a black car that may have been associated with the shooting. However, investigations have been unable to track down and arrest a suspect for the murder of Young Pappy. Other persons in the area recall what it sounded like the moment the assailants wounded Young Pappy, stating that it echoed as if about 10 gunshots rang out, but there was nothing in sight when trying to pinpoint where outside the firing came from. With officers labeling his passing as gang-related, fears of retaliation sparked unrest in the community along with law enforcement.
Hey Tom, as you mentioned, he was a young rapper, local rapper who glorified gun and gang life, and now he's, as you're about to hear, some people say that was inevitable, but it was the innocent bystanders who lost their lives because of the way that Young Pappy lived.
Given this, Osterman stated that he requested additional security in the area to curb the possibility of retaliatory actions.
Thomas rapped under the moniker Young Pappy, up-and-coming musician, was not signed to a record label, but his songs Killer has more than 250,000 views. 250,000 views in 2014. Crazy. That's viral. That's viral. Trust. Another song, Finito Freestyle, 200-some thousand views. As word of rappers that spread friends, like fans, including Cliff Alexander, a standout at Curry. Shout out to dude. He came to play at my high school. He ain't do too well, I think. I think Trey locked him up or something. I don't know. I can't remember that. But you know, can't express condolences.
It became evident that it didn't stop the bloodshed that would soon follow. Pappy's friends and family were split between hurt and anger, some making it their duty to get revenge for Young Pappy and exacting punishment on anyone disrespecting his passing. And alleged rival gang members of Young Pappy, Clifton Fry, learned that the hard way just a few days after Young Pappy's passing. According to reports, Fry made derogatory comments about Young Pappy after his passing when he made fun of his assassination. By June 1st, 2015, he was gunned down. The suspect was apprehended and reported to be an affiliate of Young Pappy, Jermel Dose. Reports state that Dose had asked his friend to drive to the Roger Park neighborhood as an apparent getaway driver on the afternoon of June 1st, where he targeted Fry. Dose's friend, who had parked near an alley, heard 3 to 4 shots and then saw Dose jump back into the car with the gun following the shooting and demanded them to drive away and asked to be dropped off near Glenwood and Pratt. Surveillance footage would capture Dose fleeing from the crime scene after the shooting also captured the license plate of the getaway car, leading officers right to him.
And that's another thing about Chicago, bro. They got cameras everywhere. I don't get how these boys be able to do like, cause every time I see some shit on Chicago, it say, oh, we got this amount of many unsolved da-da-da-das, right? I visit. Everyone's saying that. I visit. I'm just peeping shit like, well, camera right there, camera right there, camera right there. And this how I knew I was in the hood. This how I knew I was in the hood. I started seeing more liquor stores, dispensaries, goddamn motherfuckers on bikes, more black people, not gonna hold you, and shit, more cameras. You know, I pay attention to everything, especially when I'm driving around. I gotta, and I know about the city of Chicago, so I had to keep a lot of shit in mind. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I posted a picture, they all commenting, boy, where you at? So I gotta keep a lot of shit in mind that, oh, okay, your face is kind of around this motherfucker. But with all that being said, though, back to the camera shit, I'm like this, like, it's a camera everywhere. And then on the GPS, motherfucker, they tell you, speed trap right there with the little camera logo on that bitch. But, I brought that up because they said surveillance caught this and license plates and shit.
Would be declared
so I
brain
always
dead
wondered,
2
like,
weeks
damn.
after he was shot, after which he succumbed to his injuries. All due to a comment made about Young Pappy's passing. That's the level of respect he held within the community. That was only the beginning of the bloodshed in Young Pappy's name. Even his rivals later confirmed that after Young Pappy lost his life, his affiliates were ruthless in the streets, carrying out their revenge retaliations.
Actually losing Pappy, like once that happened, like I ain't gonna lie, after losing Pappy, motherfucker was hey, motherfucker sliding those skates. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, that was busting.
Hey, you with me?
Bro, that's when after Pappy, that's when like damn near the most people died from our block.
Speculation began swirling around about how Young Pappy was shot in his own area. A friend of an affiliate, PBG Chemo.
I'm just saying, if I was a nigga ops, I wouldn't have said no shit like that. If I was I'm not about to tell the world this. I am not about to tell the world this. After so-and-so passed, our shit got lit up like a Christmas tree. Them niggas said that with a laugh, though. He said niggas was sliding on skates. He made jokes. That shit was crazy.
say fleeing from the crime scene after the
No,
shooting
I went
about
back.
Young Pappy was later
You know, actually losing Pappy. Like once that happened, like I ain't gonna lie, after losing Pappy, motherfucker was hey, motherfucker slide those skates. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, that was busting.
Hey, you with me?
Bro, that's when after Pappy died, that's when like damn near the most people died from our block.
speculation began swirling around about how Young Pappy was shot in his own area. A friend of an affiliate, PBG Chemo, offered his thoughts on the situation, stating that it was a setup that could have been between two groups of people. The first he speculated could be responsible was Pappy's own affiliates, stating that they were around him but no one even attempted to return fire.
Recording? Yeah. On Folkestone Grade, he got backdoored. And the niggas that was out there, they ain't blow their pipe. And now he ain't down Bosworth on Folkestone Grave. And that's what I'm gonna say.
According to him, at the time Young Pappy was around people who he normally wouldn't move with, but all of his trusted friends were locked up or not available to make the move with him around the time he was outside.
Yeah.
He was around that he don't with, like I was locked up. He called Duddy. Spaz was somewhere else. Like D-Mac was locked up. Like all that he really know that's gonna go for him was nowhere around.
The second group of people he speculated of setting up Young Pappy to meet his demise was, believe it or not, the police.
Folks got backdoored, point blank period. Either by the police.
It might sound far-fetched, but strangely enough,
Man, what? That's my first time hearing that police shit. That the police did some shit. It's always been he was out high somewhere and shit. Shit happened how it happened and shit. I my first time hearing the backdoor situation too. That's
many believe this theory because Young Pappy was a known troublemaker to the police and they wanted him gone. His younger brother, Sav, would relay what the cops allegedly told his mother after Young Pappy's passing. And if it is to be true, it adds credibility to the theory that they set Young Pappy up to get rid of someone who in their eyes was terrorizing the community and hurting innocent lives. According to Sav, the cops told his mother that they're glad Young Pappy was shot and that they'll shoot his older brother as well.
So the police go to your mother who's grieving over the of her son, and they said, we're glad that your son got.
Yeah, and they said we're gonna kill your other son too.
To her face.
To her face.
Sav also recalls the police allegedly continuously harassing them and even at one time picking him up and dropping him off in his rival's territory, hoping he would be shot.
They took me to like where I wasn't supposed to be at, the ops hood, and dropped me off right there. I was like, damn. They told me, get out, or we taking you to jail. Now I wasn't finna go to jail, so I got out.
The cops allegedly were tired of Young Pappy endangering lives in the neighborhood. Former Roger Park Police Commander Thomas Waldera called the music of Young Pappy technological kerosene, fueling the gang war raging on in the streets. Their encounters have been many with Young Pappy's charges ranging from criminal.
I'll be a lie and say he ain't got no points. He do got a valid point, but it's like, shit, y'all motherfuckers let it go on. Shit, this where y'all put these folks at. You know what I'm saying? This where y'all put these folks at. This what y'all put in the streets. I don't know. I ain't about to get on that power to the people ass speech, but y'all know what the fuck going on out here, bruh. What nigga thought of making crack, bruh? Find me the nigga that thought of making crack. It's not a nigga. Niggas took the recipe for sure. They niggas took it and perfected it. But no nigga was like, you take this shit here, you take this shit here, a little of this, you. But yeah. I don't think niggas invented the recipe to crack. That's all I'm saying.
No trespassing, reckless conduct, theft, marijuana possession, and felony weapons possession. But the most serious of all was having 5-hour standoffs with SWAT at his residence in the 6300 block of North Lakewood Avenue in the Edgewater neighborhood, where over 25 persons were charged.
Anthony and Michelle, it was a tense 5-hour standoff, but it has come to a peaceful resolution. This was kind of a strange situation. More than 25 people who were barricaded with a gunman are now in custody being questioned.
Taking a look at his mugshots tell a tale of someone with so much potential, but lost his way leading up to the end of his life. Whether it was due to his rivals, his own affiliates, or as some speculate, the police, while many see him as a troubled youth that was living a dangerous
That motherfucker said 25 people.
lifestyle, his mother paints a different narrative, stating that he just took on the gang persona to boost his rap career, but he was a good person. His younger brother, Tay Sav, and older brother, Boo Double, however, recall Young Pappy lived the lifestyle he portrayed, so while it hurts losing him, they weren't surprised as that's what comes with the way he lived. They were close and came up in the same environment that took Young Pappy's life.
They all look like they got the same
His
mama
older
and
brother,
daddy.
Boo Double, would experience a phase of depression after Young Pappy was assassinated, resulting in him becoming careless and almost losing his life after being shot 9 times. Young Pappy was right there.
Yeah,
The
I'm
success
just give you a brief little summary on that story. Dude got shot 9 times and drove himself to the hospital and made it. Just to kind of, paint the picture of that shit.
within his hand.
And to kind of add on to what whoever Dose of Mystery just said about his chaotic lifestyle after his brother passed. You know what I mean?
It was just to remove himself from the gang environment and focus on his music. Word is that he was on the verge of signing a record deal with label powerhouse Atlantic.
To my understanding, from what I heard from his manager or whatever, he was supposed to be reaching a deal with Atlantic Records. You know what I'm saying? Around the same time he got.
Sadly, his talent never got to blossom to the heights it was certainly going to reach. He leaves behind a catalog that to this day still boasts 224,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Another life lost that attributed to the history that continues to teach
just
persons
made
to hate
20
and hurt each other rather than build, grow, and uplift each other. Rest in peace, Young Pappy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. You did not hit the final hour mark that I was looking for, but you did have a lot of evidence to support your shit. So I'm gonna give you that. And they got one on Melly. We might have to do that one next. And they got a 2 RYB one.